The sound doesn't come from the ring. It comes from the floor. A dull, muted thud leather brushing against old wood. One of the heavy bags sways slightly on its chain, even though no one is touching it. The air inside the gym feels thick, saturated with years of sweat, liniment, and dust. Someone slows their jump rope. Another boxer lets his gloves drop against his thighs. There is no announcement, no signal, yet the room responds as if it has heard one. Mike Tyson is there, not at the center of attention, not performing, not calling for eyes. He stands a few steps from the ring, near the ropes, upright and still. His arms hang loose at his sides. His shoulders are broad, compact, filling more space than his height suggests. His breathing is low and controlled, barely visible. His gaze doesn't wander. It stays fixed forward, as if he already knows exactly where it needs to be when something finally happens. There is no challenge spoken aloud, no direct provocation, but everyone in the gym feels it. The next moments matter. New York State, early 1980s, a small, aging boxing gym, far from television cameras and title fights. The wooden floor is uneven and worn thin from decades of footwork. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead, flickering just enough to irritate the eyes. The walls are stained from years of bodies leaning against them between rounds. This is where fighters are built quietly, where reputations begin before names mean anything. Tyson arrived early, as he always does. He didn't greet anyone beyond a nod. He changed his shirt, wrapped his hands carefully, deliberately, each motion practiced and exact. Then he went to work on the heavy bag, not violently, not recklessly. Each punch is short and precise. Compact hooks, straight shots that stop abruptly instead of swinging wide. His feet move just enough to stay balanced. Nothing wasted, nothing dramatic. The bag doesn't fly back wildly. It absorbs the impact and trembles as if unsure how to react. To most eyes, it looks like discipline. To experienced eyes, it looks like restraint. The back door opens. A trainer steps inside, older, heavier, carrying the confidence of someone who has seen dozens of young fighters come and go. He's been around gyms like this for decades. He's trained amateurs, contenders, even a few professionals who didn't last long. He believes experience sharpens judgment. That time teaches you what real danger looks like. He didn't come for Tyson. He came to watch another fighter spar later that afternoon, but his attention shifts the moment he hears the sound of the bag. He stops near the ring and watches for a few seconds. His eyes narrow, not with respect, but with skepticism. The kid is short, thick through the chest, too compact. He doesn't look like the long, elegant heavyweights the trainer respects. There's no flash, no showmanship, just repetition. The trainer exhales through his nose and lets out a small laugh. Not loud, not cruel, just dismissive. He mutters something to the man standing beside him, a comment about size, about build, about how some kids hit hard on bags but disappear once a real opponent stands in front of them. The tone isn't malicious. It's confident, assured, the sound of someone certain of his read. A couple of fighters nearby hear it. One of them glances toward Tyson. Tyson doesn't react. He finishes a combination, lets his gloves rest briefly against the bag, then steps back. He rolls his shoulders once, loosening them. His face remains neutral. No irritation. No acknowledgement. If he heard the laugh, it doesn't show. The trainer keeps watching. He notices the way Tyson's feet settle into the floor, the way his weight stays centered, the way his head barely moves when he punches. Something about it bothers him. Not because it looks wrong, but because it doesn't look eager. Young fighters usually want to prove something. This one doesn't. The trainer smirks again and raises his voice slightly, just enough. To Carrie, he asks who the kid is. Someone answers casually. Just a name. Nothing more. The trainer nods, unimpressed. He steps closer to the ring and says something about how real pressure reveals everything. About how discipline on a bag doesn't mean much when someone hits back. His words aren't shouted. They don't need to be in a gym like this. Everyone hears. A few men smile. A few others go quiet. Tyson turns away from the bag. Slowly. He walks toward the ring without urgency. He climbs through the ropes with a smooth, economical movement and stands in the center. He doesn't bounce. He doesn't stretch. He simply waits. The trainer notices the shift. The casual amusement on his face fades slightly. He steps forward, still confident, still relaxed, but more alert now. He says something else. Another remark, another assumption, another quiet dismissal wrapped in experience. Tyson finally looks at him, not aggressively, not challengingly, just directly. When he speaks, his voice is low and even a few words only .com, controlled, not a challenge, more like a confirmation that he's present, that he's listening. The room tightens. The fighters along the walls stop what they're doing. The sound of gloves hitting bags fades away. Even the buzzing lights seem louder now. The trainer hesitates for half a second, then chuckles again, this time louder, as if to reassert control. He gestures toward the ring. Someone suggests a light demonstration. Nothing serious, just movement. Just to make a point. Tyson nods. Once. No change in expression. No rush of blood to the face. He steps forward and adjusts his stance. His feet settle into position as if they've been there before. His shoulders relax downward, heavy and grounded. His hands rise, not high, not flashy, just enough. Across from him, the trainer positions himself loosely, confident in his distance, confident in his read. He's smiling now, comfortable, certain. The space between them feels smaller than it should. No bell rings, no round starts. There is only silence and the unspoken understanding that whatever happens next will happen quickly. The gym holds its breath. The trainer shifts his weight, still smiling, still relaxed. He raises his hands loosely, elbows flared just enough to signal comfort rather than caution. He expects movement, maybe a test jab, maybe a hesitant step. That is how these things usually begin. A rhythm establishes itself. Time stretches. It does not stretch here. Tyson's eyes do not widen. His shoulders do not tense. There is no visible loading of power, no theatrical signal. His front foot slides forward a few inches, almost imperceptibly, anchoring into the floor. At the same instant, his hips rotate just enough to align his torso. The motion is compact, efficient, practiced beyond thought. The punch arrives before the trainer finishes his breath. A short right hand driven straight through the center line. No arc. No. The glove travels the shortest distance possible from stillness to impact. It lands square. Not with a crack, but with a dense, muffled sound flesh meeting force that has nowhere to go. The trainer's head snaps back a fraction of an inch. His balance disappears before his mind understands why. His feet search for the floor and find nothing stable. He stumbles one step backward, then another, arms instinctively dropping as his body tries to recover orientation. Tyson does not follow. He stops exactly where he is. The entire exchange lasts less than 7 seconds. There is no flurry, new punishment, no continuation. The message has already been delivered. The trainer steadies himself against the ropes, ice Ouija now mouth slightly open. His smile is gone. His breathing changes, quick and shallow, not from pain alone, but from the sudden realization that the ground beneath his assumptions was never solid. Around the ring, Nuquan speaks. The gym is silent in a way that feels unnatural, as if sound itself has been disciplined into obedience. A jump rope lies forgotten on the floor. A fighter halfway through wrapping his hands stops and doesn't finish. Even the buzzing lights seem distant now. Tyson lowers his hands. His face shows nothing. No pride, no anger, no satisfaction, just composure. He steps back once, creating space, as if returning it to the room. The trainer straightens, nodding slowly. He does not laugh again. He does not offer commentary. His eyes remain fixed on Tyson, not in challenge, but in recalibration. Years of experience are being quietly rewritten. Someone clears their throat. Another man exhales, long and low. The tension releases unevenly, like air escaping a sealed room. Tyson steps through the ropes and leaves the ring the same way he entered it, smoothly, without haste. He retrieves his towel, wipes his face once, and walks back toward the heavy bag. No one stops him. No one says his name. The hierarchy has already rearranged itself. He resumes his work exactly where he left off. The same combinations, The same tempo, the bag absorbs each strike and trembles in response. Nothing has changed in his routine, yet everything around him is different. The trainer watches from a distance now. His arms are no longer crossed. His posture is more careful. He speaks quietly to the man beside him, not dismissively this time, but with the tone of someone acknowledging a misread. In gyms like this, respect is not given through applause or words. Iteis, granted through silence, through space, through the way people stop intruding on what they no longer feel entitled to judge. Tyson finishes his round and steps back again. His breathing remains steady. His eyes remain calm. He untapes his hands with the same precision he wrapped them, folding the cloth neatly, methodically. As he moves toward the exit, heads turn without him noticing. Conversations pause. The trainer steps aside without thinking, clearing a path he hadn't realized he was blocking. Outside, the door closes softly behind Tyson. Inside, the gym slowly resumes its rhythm, but the atmosphere has shifted. Something permanent has settled into the walls. Not fear, not understanding. Some fighters will talk about what they saw. Others won't. But everyone who was there will remember how quickly certainty collapsed, how little effort it took, how decisively silence replaced laughter. They will remember that power does not announce itself, that real authority does not need to explain, that sometimes all it takes is a few seconds for status to change forever.